Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I'm so excited. As always, I'm so excited to be here and to be chatting with you guys, or at least talking to you guys. What was I going to say? Today we are doing a Q&A, or one of my Q&A episodes, about basically, of course, traveling. And one really I think this is one of the biggest uh, concerns and really questions when I tell people that I travel alone, solo as a female, is basically, what did you do for safety? Of course, this is a big concern, especially being alone and going to places that you've never been before, and being so far away from home and so far away from family. So I really had to hone in on what would be best for me, and what would make you feel good. You know what I mean? Like it's not fun traveling when you're not feeling safe, when you're not feeling good, when you're not. Yeah, it's a whole mental strain when you don't prepare yourself, for safety concerns. Now, I mean, of course, safety is different for everybody, but thankfully, I mean, God bless, I have family who are really concerned about it. So, um, I wouldn't say it took time to convince them, but I would say that, it took. I wouldn't say the word convince. I'm gonna say it took them some time, um, to come to terms with it, to accept that this was going to happen, that a family member was going to be traveling this way, and there are greater concerns that may pop up in your head, when I am alone. And, because I have, I mean, one of the things, this is something I do for safety. Now, one of the things that I do for safety that I'm going to mention right now is that I post on Snapchat. Now, I only post on Snapchat to my friends' circle. And all these videos, I mean, the videos of my vlogs, the majority of my vlogs, I'm going to say almost all my vlogs, except the ones that have been here because I've been kind of lazy. But the majority of my vlogs, when I am traveling in my car alone, I am posting them to my Snapchat story. It does take some time. It's kind of annoying. Um, it kills two birds with one stone, So I have people asking me, "What are you doing? Like, how's that place, or what is it?" And it also provides me safety of saying, like, I am here. It's kind of like a group chat, but it's like a visual group chat, the way that I think of it. And there's not a lot of back and forth, which is great because I don't like being on my phone. I'm trying to be on my phone less and less possible. It is really hard, I know. But this is one of the things I do for safety. So you make those, like, friend groups in Snapchat, and you can choose who sees them and who doesn't see them. And so that's what I did. My brothers, my parents, and a couple of close friends. So it's good. It's really good to know. And I mean, if anything were ever to happen to me, God forbid, Snapchat also has locations. So it's really, really cool. It's really good. So I highly advise that, to be honest, because it just gives everyone else a peace of mind. And also, what has also been happened as well, that when there are places that I'm visiting, or I'm saying I'm going to visit, some of my friends or families have visited before, and they give me some advice or some recommendations, on where to eat and what to see, or what. Sometimes my mom does this thing. She goes like, "I really curious about this place," and I'm like, "Okay, let's go figure this out, since I am already here." I'm traveling a lot through, like, people are traveling a lot through me. Um so yeah, that's one of the things I do. But let's go ahead and start with these questions. Now, the first question I have here is, what is safety? Now, safety basically is, um I'm gonna say, it's peace of mind. It really is. Safety, I mean, it has changed for me over the years of what safety is and what I do for safety, but essentially it's what I do to make myself feel safe. Well, what I do to feel at ease. That's what I'm gonna say, at ease. I'd rather go through all the precautions, and even though to some people, especially men, I'm sorry, to some people it may seem kind of excessive, but honestly, at the end of the day, I'm sleeping peacefully. I'm fully rested. So that is what safety is for me. Having a good night's sleep. That really is what safety is for me. Um, but yeah, so what makes me feel safe is basically coming to a place with as much information as I can. Um, I mean, data, okay? Because the thing is that the reason why I say data is because there's a lot of like hearsay, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things that people comment on and they don't know what they're talking about. Or there are situations where something that someone has commented on that they have been there before, and it's over exaggerated. Like it's happened both ways where it's like, um, I'll give you an example. This is a prime example, but to be honest, because this is a place that I really struggled with safety when it came to this, because I have never felt more unsafe in a place. So it was extra detailed on this place specifically, but it's Vancouver. Now, I have people tell me it's so beautiful, it's so nice, and like whatever the fuck. And honestly, I didn't have that experience. I did go through. I was there during kind of a rough time seasonally. I'm gonna say seasonally because out of the 3 months that I was there, it rained 2 months every single fucking day, every day. And when living in a car, that kind of like adds more shit to your daily life, you know. And also me being someone whose pet peeve is getting wet with clothes on. I know it's weird. It's just my pet peeve, so it was just really pissing me off. And so not only was I struggling or trying to figure out how to navigate the safety precautions in this province specifically, but also it was really pissing me off. And I'm not saying like it was a bad place. I'm not saying that whatsoever. It's different, right? And there's a lot of things that I went to go see that I enjoyed so much. And I don't regret whatsoever doing this because I learned so much from this, you know? And I think it kind of prepared me as well to travel other places, to travel to places that I don't know, I just feel like I got more experience. So if that time ever came where I was also feeling unsafe in another location, I feel like I'll be more advanced. Am I perfect? No, but I have more experience up my sleeve. So I think that is super valuable. I was telling my cousin the other day. I was talking to him the other night. We were watching the Mexico game, and what was I gonna say? I spaced out. Oh my god, I spaced out, bro. And I'm sober as fuck. I spaced out. I was talking to my cousin the other day. Fuck, what was I going with this? Oh my god, I'm so sorry, guys. I spaced out hard. Where was I going with this? Whatever. I'm sorry. This is real life. This is real life. I spaced out, but basically, people do ask me these questions about safety. So, fuck, I really wish I remember what I said. Holy shit. Maybe I can go back. No, I'm not gonna go back. But yeah, safety is a really big concern. So let's move on to the next question. Okay, I'm sorry about that, guys. What used to make me feel safe? So what used to make me feel safe, and funny enough, it's not the GPS. Like, you know, I'm not sure if you've watched the previous videos I did with my parents, especially the one with my mom, because we really went into detail on the precautions that her and I took, really. My dad just followed. but her and I took to kind of begin this journey. Like in the beginning of my travels, of course, they don't know nothing about it. I knew some about it, about traveling and living a car camping nomad lifestyle. They really didn't. So it was more ease with them because they were really concerned and they were up my booty about like, no, porque Sofia, you have to do this and this and this and this. And I was like, okay, bueno, ya está. I got this, figure it out. So we did a couple of, like, we did GPSs. We had one, of course, in my phone that was on the whole time. One was also like, that would attach to your car, didn't end up working. And then another one was an AirTag, did not end up working either because I think it's like for shorter locations. So we went through a variety of trying to go through this, figure out this problem of like, where the fuck would I be at? And they want to see where I'm at. So we also, it ended up being a little bit more throughout my trip. But in the beginning, I would try to call my mom at least once a week and tell her where I was at. Or if I was walking somewhere that I felt sketchy, I would call her and she's like, yeah, just keep me on the phone, and we'd just be chatting while I'm walking. And yeah, so in those moments, I would call them up, call my mom up, and just for her to be there listening to me and whatever. And ironically enough, she has witnessed something kind of sketchy happening to me while on a phone call. So thank God for that. Go ahead and watch that video with my mom. And my mom and I Q&A chat regarding this, my trips, and it'd be quite interesting. So, but yeah, that's what I thought would make you feel safe. The GPSs and stuff, the consistent reminders to my family of where I'm at and what I'm doing. My mom doesn't really focus on the GPS anymore. Especially I'm not traveling right now at this moment, but when I was traveling in the beginning, I didn't add her on Snapchat, and now the second or third time around, I did add her, and she kind of watches it with me as well. She's like, I tell her to keep it on, like keep the Snapchat on because I'm posting stuff about me traveling, whatever the fuck. And she's like, but they keep giving me notifications to follow this person, and I was like, Mama, just keep it. Like I'm gonna, it's too much work for me to be posting it to the Snapchat and then to you and then to other people. Like I'm like, oh, because they're all gonna expect it. That's what I'm saying. So she's on the Snapchat. But yeah, that's what I first thought would be that I felt would feel safe. Another thing that I thought would make me feel safe. Honestly, that is really the biggest one, and because you'd think, right? Like you're like, nah, I think I'm good. Also, like keeping items in my car that I would be able to defend off. I had some items that I would bring. One would be a taser. I'm gonna say it like that. Another one would be a little swipe, you know what I'm saying? A little sharp swipe. And another one would be a lighter. Those are the things that I would have wherever I was. It would be located in areas that I usually was in my car. Not that it's a big area, but I have one beside the passenger seat, and then I had also one near near my where my head would sleep in the back of the car. And so that's what I kind of would do. And what I did, what I thought would make me feel safe. Now, the reason why I'm saying used to make me feel safe, because there are things that I do now that I never thought that I would be doing. One would be, how am I going to say this? So it's a variety of things. Now, one would be when I would be living in the car and I was sleeping. Of course, the first trip around, I brought this big ass guitar and it really pissed me off. And thankfully, I was going first on my trip to provinces that were sort of safe. Thinking now, comparison to the provinces I've been to, it's been relatively safe, and for my own viewpoint. And so the guitar, I would keep it when I would sleep at night because I'm gonna move my stuff from the back to the front so that I can sleep on the back. And I would leave the guitar because it was so big, and I bought a case. I'll leave the guitar in the front in the on the driver's seat because like fuck, I'm like I don't want to scratch the car, like the interior, because like maybe I can sell it after this or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know what I was gonna be doing, so I was trying to preserve whatever the fuck I had, and so I would leave the car on the driver's seat, and on the second time around, and especially the third time around, I stopped doing that. I also stopped bringing the case because it was humongous, but I stopped doing that. I was really it was difficult because it was annoying and it would happen every single day. But I always left that seat open, like just in case anything. You know what I'm saying? I also had the keys to my car right beside me, of course. I think that's kind of an obvious one. Something that I would do to make me feel safe now is that I would Google the heck of the places that I'm going at, right? So if I was sleeping at a truck stop, I'm Googling first. Like I'm not going there just like willy-nilly, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm doing some research before I'm doing that. And I'm reading the reviews and I'm trying to get as many viewpoints as I can on the place, on the area of where I'm sleeping. Now, thankfully, I mean, especially in the beginning of the trip, I was going to really like small towns and there wasn't that much information. But when it came closer to the west side, when it came, I was counting. I was like, never eat shredded wheat. When it came more to the west side of Canada, there was a lot. Like there's a whole booming thing on there. People doing their RVing, like people like car camping as well. I've seen it, and there's a whole bigger ass movement because there's a lot of land there, right? So people doing it, and there was a lot of information, like so much. But funny enough, there was not a lot of truck stops, so it was a big issue. So I had to really be looking either at Planet Fitnesses, like 24-hour gyms, and just reading the heck out of the reviews. Now, I mean, let me go through like kind of what I do when I first am entering to a parking lot of the sorts, thinking of me going to sleep. Now, I watch the people do this as well, and I think it's super smart. The place where I am doing things in my car, whether that be cooking, whether that be practicing my music, whether that be, things that could kind of give someone a notification going like, someone's in there. So, cooking, guitar instruments, me cleaning my car, you know what I'm saying, that produces noise. Things like that. I did not do at the location that I was going to be sleeping at. Now, for the majority of my sleeping areas, I would be arriving right before the sun would set. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there are times that I would come a little bit later at night, but I would make sure that the place was lit. Okay, lit. The lights and people is what make me feel safe. When I see people and I see a movement and I see 24-hour locations that there is consistent movement, that to me is safety. And I know that sounds kind of dumb sometimes when I think about it, because I'm like, but it's the people that kind of make you feel unsafe. You know what I'm saying? It's a kind of like a counteractive thing. But I mean, I feel like, and I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry if I'm calling you out, but men usually the one who are making you feel unsafe. So it's a reality. I'm so sorry. But usually when there are other people witnessing, men are a little more hesitant when they are coming to either approaching you or, curious on some random woman's life or what they're doing, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, so I've learned that. That's something that I've learned now. I mean, the more I did this, the more car camping. And even when I'm traveling out in other places too, that is my go-to, seeing people. Because people are less likely to do weird ass shit when there's people publicly witnessing it. When there are places where there's like literally bumfuck nobody, that's where I'm like, I'm a little bit concerned. But the nice thing is the places that I usually do sleep are truck stops. So they're just men working. They're just men working. They're on the job. And so that also adds to me a little bit more safety, saying like, you know what? I mean, I can pinpoint if I had something had happened, we can try to figure out who it was. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking so far ahead in that point. If something were bad to happen, um, would the person who did this to me, or the scenario, whatever, we can pinpoint where it has happened. Because the places, of course, the truck stops, they're usually lit. Okay, they usually have cameras. And yeah, I'm laughing because when I first started this trip, and I remember literally the second day, the second night that I slept in my car, I was researching. I don't know how it popped up, but it popped up that truck drivers produce a large amount of is it homicides? I don't know what the word is, but they kill people because of them traveling, because they can kill somebody in the spot, and the next day or the moment up, they're just on their way to the road and they can't, like, no one can locate them. You know what I'm saying? So it's really funny that the fact that, like, I'm thinking like this too. It's so counter. I mean, like, it's kind of like there's two sides to this coin. Um, but I mean, I think it works. So that's just my opinion. I think that works. So see people, I feel safer. What was I gonna say? So yeah, so coming into the parking lot, I make sure it's lit. I make sure there's people. Make sure there's movement. And of course, I'm going with the intention of doing either really quiet activities, so that either be editing, or listening to a podcast, or watching a movie, or eating. So those are the two things. And I also I really try to limit. There are moments where it has happened, but I really try to limit my risk of getting out of the car. Now, there are moments that I really had to get out, depending what I was eating, which also is a part of safety too. Okay, if you know that something you're gonna eat is going to make you feel sick, and you're deciding to eat it at nighttime, you're a dumbass. Okay, have I been there before? I have, but I learned my lesson. I don't do that again. But but yeah, that is also. So again, I'm going into the parking lot, and I make sure either I'm parking beside. Now, this is a tricky one too. Now, I make sure I'm parking with my booty to whatever the fuck it is, and so that if something were to happen, I can go to the passenger seat and skirt off. You know what I'm saying? I think whatever. So if there's a parking lot and you got grass in the back of the place that you're thinking of parking, you're putting the back of the car facing the grass, so that the car itself is facing either the building, or you know where the exits are. Of course, I'm also getting in there on the parking lot. I'm looking at the exits. I'm thinking, where can I go? You know what I'm saying? I'm analyzing that my God, you cannot take that away from me. I'm always analyzing of the nearest exit. Oh my God, what that literally is like a before and after me. Being aware of my surroundings and not being aware of my surroundings. I feel like men do that a lot, from my understanding. But I mean, I've had to do it. I had no option. But honestly, I think I've become so independent that way. So I highly suggest that you get to that, even if you're not traveling. I think it's a really good idea. So yeah, I think that's good. Of course, it's kind of sometimes stressful to even be thinking about that, to get to that mindset of even thinking, where's my nearest exit? But unfortunately, in this world, especially if you're a female, you gotta do it. Now, what was I gonna say? Okay, we're good. But yeah, so I'm analyzing that when I get in there, and I'm planning on sleeping. Now, sometimes, usually for the most part, I do prep to go to sleep beforehand. There are times that I'm like really late, and depending on what I'm doing, I do end up brushing my teeth in my car, and like, you know, doing the whole skincare or whatever in my car. But the majority of the times, at least I like to go to the washroom first. So either, it's all depending on the scenario, but either I go to the gym near the end of the night, so that I can do that, so that I can get ready to go to sleep in the gym, the washroom, like the gym's washroom, or the locker room, whatever the fuck. Or I go by McDonald's or Tim Hortons or whatever. I can go to the washroom and do that before heading into my spot to go to sleep. Because the second you get there, this is what I do. So I'm parked up, okay? I'm safe. Like I'm thinking of all the precautions. Parked up in the booty, the non-important place, and like the front of the car. I'm thinking of the exit. Fantastic. And I'm also taking into account the light posts and if one is shining down on me, because I had to be especially vigilant on that on the first year that I did this, because I didn't have my windows tinted. So that was a harder one. So highly advised tinting your windows. When I first started this trip, I was like, I'm not gonna waste my money. Like, I may not like this at all. Like, I mean, valid, right? I may not like doing this. I'm not gonna waste my money on tinting my window, because I was living in what they call a fishbowl. I was like that, and I super regretted it. Regretted it so much. The second I literally left the province, I regretted it so much. I mean, I really could have done it another province. That was kind of a stupid thing to whatever, but it's like $300. I was like, nah, I'm good. But I did end up doing it after that because I learned my lesson. But hopefully you have your windows tinted if you're thinking of doing this. But so that the light post, because if you have the light post beside you, if you have like coverings on a fishbowl car, you can really see it being covered. But now with the tinted windows, you can't see shit. So it's great. So hopefully tinted windows, and you're ideally parking beside or near a light, so light is down on you. Is it kind of annoying too when you're going to sleep? Kind of, yes, but I have been able to, I mean, if you're really someone who is really annoyed with the light, as I am, I don't park right beside it. I try to park a little bit, like maybe 1 or 2 spots away from the light so that it doesn't hit me so hard and it's harder for me to sleep, because that is something that pisses me off. I can't sleep. The light annoys me. Light annoys me, and touching. So if you touch me and I feel and I see light, I'm gonna wake up. Sounds, I don't care. Like, I don't even care the sound. At this point, you bring me peace because I can hear you. So that's my thing. So yeah, we're parked up. That's how I pose. Fantastic. Now, what I do, this is what I do, okay? So I sit in that car in the semi-dark, whatever the fuck, and I just sit there for a couple of minutes. I'm on my phone, okay? And I first want to take in. I'm laughing because, like, maybe someone's gonna laugh at this, but who cares? This is what I do, okay? I sit there and I try to analyze the space that I'm going to be sleeping in. Now, if it's, of course, I'm especially doing this if it's a new place. If it's a place I've been to before, I kind of skip it a little bit. I literally just get in there, cars turns off, whatever the fuck, the lights are off, and I'm starting to put the coverings for the windows, whatever the fuck, depending, of course, what I'm doing. But when it's a new place, I sit there for a couple minutes, usually about 15 minutes, and I try to take, like, just to center myself and kind of take in the energy of the place where I'm going to be sleeping at. Now, this has saved me. I'm not going to lie to you. This has saved me. Not a lot of times, but I mean, the times that it did, I'm super grateful that I did that. Because you know how many times that I've parked up somewhere and I'm chilling. It's literally the 15-minute mark. It's the 15-minute mark, and I'm like, okay, we're doing good. And then someone parks right beside me, okay? Right beside me. And they either, whatever the heck it is, it doesn't matter what they're doing, but they saw me in the car. Either they're getting out and they're gonna come back in, you know what I mean? So, I mean, my issue is that someone's seeing me putting the things in my windows to cover them so that it's obvious that someone's sleeping there. You know what I'm saying? It just makes me uncomfortable. So I'm really happy at those moments. So I try to find a moment where no one would see me doing that. It just is out of safety, you know. I don't want someone to be obvious that, like, oh, someone's covering up the windows at nighttime or like sunsetting. That doesn't make any sense. So I mean, again, try to be as nonchalant, try to be as stealthy as possible. So that is what I do. So I'm glad I've done that. especially when I had the fishbowl, it was so hard. Super, super recommend tint your windows. I know it's money. You gotta spend that money. But yeah. Um, and yeah, so that's one of my things. Of course, nighttime activities, and thankfully also as well, which I really do love, and I really hope in the future I do have, is that I had the moonroof. So depending if I was doing something, I can open up a little bit and light would come out like natural light. So that was super super good. I gotta think about that for my next vehicle. But I really want that because natural light, you can't replace that shit. So it's real super super good. And sometimes I like crack it open a little bit at nighttime so that I can see what I'm doing. What was I gonna say? But yeah, that's basically what I do when I'm analyzing a place to go to sleep. Okay, there's a lot of steps to it, but I'm kind of used to it now. And the more you do it, the quicker you are doing it, and the more you are able to catch and analyze the places that you are going to sleeping at and what is safe or what feels safe to you. Now, what is safe to you? Because there are people, especially when you are talking about these subjects, you will be getting backlash saying like, no, why would you do that? Like, it's not safe at all, and whatever the fuck. At the end of the day, you're the one traveling. At the end of the day, hopefully you don't want to die, but you're taking care of yourself. And if you feel safe, I think that values way more than someone else's worry. So highly, highly, again, one topic we're gonna go into right now is intuition. Now, intuition is so, so important, especially as a woman traveling alone. Even men have intuition too, but I think when it comes especially to women, your intuition, honestly, I think at this point, at this age, is everything. I feel like women should be practicing this on a daily basis of intuitive thinking. Like, do something, even though it doesn't make sense when you're doing it at the moment, but later on, you realize, wow, I can't believe I followed that intuition of doing something that didn't make sense at the moment, but now I'm so glad I did. It makes so much sense now. Where did that knowledge come from? And just getting to know yourself in that sort of aspect of like, I have this inside of me that is speaking to me. Literally. I think it's so, so valuable. And I learned so much of my intuition through these trips. Like in the beginning, of course, I spent so much time researching. And then when I get there, it was quite different, and you have to be prepared for that. And so when the data of your research ends up failing you, what are you going to rely on, And at the end of the day, you rely on yourself and the intuition you have inside you. So that is, I think, the highest form of safety that I can provide, honestly, for anybody and anything. And of course, confidence. And like, I think I learned that from my years of customer service, especially when a customer is really, really upset and they're calling in and there are kind of, how am I going to say this? They're kind of trying to battle you on the information that, even though it's your job, in order for them to kind of shut down and basically shut the fuck up. I know what I'm talking about. I've been working here this many years. Shut the fuck up is the confidence to say, shut the fuck up. I know what I'm talking about. Even though if you don't know what you're talking about, just giving that impression already gives people like, give them some space. You know what I'm saying? So I think confidence and intuition, honestly, is the biggest thing. I think intuition is the biggest one, but confidence is it's a good second. It's getting cold. But yeah, I think honestly, at the end of the day, do what's best for you and do what you think is best for you. Trial and error, of course, works as well. Of course, be safe with the trial and errors. You'll be putting so much risk, especially in the beginning. I think that is my highest form of advice here when it comes to safety and traveling alone as a female. But yeah, I didn't want to make this too long because honestly, it shouldn't be this long. Safety, I mean, it's all depending on what you do and what it's so personal, right? But when it comes to parents and shit, when you're back and whatever, I'm telling you, oh my god, I'm worried about this, and I'm like, and I literally had so many times I have to say to my mom especially, I'm like, I'm not scared. She's like, because she would bring things up, and I was like, I'm not worried about that. Like, And if I'm not worried about it, you shouldn't either. Like, I don't know, that's just me. I was just trying to be, I mean, that's my mom's job, of course. It's my mom's job. I get it. Okay, I'm not upset with her. But I was trying to give her peace of mind so that she give me peace of mind. Um, but yeah, that's basically my advice and my Q&A a little bit on safety. Now, anything else I want to mention? Let me see here. Nah, I think we're good. Honestly, I think we're good. Now, what we're going to do now, on to our next segments, because I want to continue these segments. They're so fun. I'm going to give you a little bit update on my life. Now, I am here still in Argentina. I am going to be here for a while, so you're going to see me here in this table. I was planning on filming today on my couch, but my birthday celebrations have already started. And I went today to go get my tattoo done. Now, this is a tattoo that was not finished the last time I came here. I think I spoke about it last week. And I went to go get this done, and it still hurt like a bitch. And so I wasn't able to finish it. Still, it's about 80% done now at this point. It was like we're hitting the 5-hour mark, and I was like, the girl was like, "Are you good?" And I was like, "I think I'll see you next week." At least I'm honest, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not enjoyable. Again, one of the things I keep telling people, with at least my policy, I keep thinking, translating in Spanish, my policy is that if I don't feel good doing something, I don't want to do it. And I'm not going to do it. Okay? So I'm not going to pressure myself and push myself to do something that I'm in so much pain, because it was so painful. But we use we use like a numbing cream in the beginning. Again, this is 5 hours. We used a numbing cream in the beginning. It worked fantastic, great. And then after 2 hours, 2 hours and a half, really, it started coming back up the feeling, especially when she was tattooing out a little bit near the border edge of where we put the cream. So I was like, listen, I think I need a break. And do you have any of that spray? Because usually it's spray. And she had like drops instead. And she's like, yeah, we had drops. So we took a break. She put that on. We did a little bit. I really needed it because I was like stretching my leg. It's on the side of my butt. So I really had to move. Like, I had to stay still on the side. And my leg was getting numb. And it was also cold. So we did that. And then it just wasn't lasting. Like, it helped a lot. And we were able to go up to 5 hours. But I was like, how much is left? And she's like, we still got like 20%. And I was like, oh, okay. Mañana. Like, next week, la próxima semana, por favor. I was like, oh, okay. Of course, there's a fee because of that, but I feel like it's super worth it. I want to have good memories when I think of my tattoo, right? Good energy as well. And it's not gonna do well if also I'm anxious and I'm in pain. And this girl's tattooing, this very sweet girl was tattooing, and she was like, "Are you good? Are you good?" She kept asking me, like, she was so nice. So thankfully I did that well. So we're gonna do that next week. But my butt, my side, it is caliente. It's a tattoo is just done. So it's a little hot. It's a little salty. So I was gonna do on the couch this video because I was thinking of doing my Q&As on the couch and then my trip here. But who knows? We'll figure this out. But for today, it was a setup. This is the setup we're gonna be working with. What was I gonna say? But yeah, I did my tattoo. I also had my first time having a massage on Monday. That already passed because today is Thursday. Yes. The massage. I also vlogged about that too, which I have not posted because I don't know. Again, I'm not sure if I should post about Argentina stuff quite yet. I don't know. Let me know if you're interested. But as of right now, I'm not posting that shit right now. It was an okay experience. Was it what I expected? Not really. But there's so many things since I've been here, coming from Canada, North America, that there's a lot of things that have been under my expectations. So I really didn't surprise me in that sense. But it was nice, and I'm glad that I gave that to myself. I'm glad that I took the time to do that for myself, a new experience. And I did spend 15 minutes in a sauna. You know how much I miss saunas? I miss Good Life so bad. Good Life is the well-known brand all across Canada, a gym that has saunas. Usually every single one has a sauna. Almost every single one. There's one or two that I think of across Canada that I've been to that have not had it. But the majority, all of them that I've been to, man, like literally have saunas, and I miss that so much. It's so nice, so good for your skin too, and just releasing those toxins, Sadly, it was only 15 minutes. It went by so fast, but I love doing some manifestations in there, some affirmations. I love doing that. One of the affirmations I usually say is, everything that happens to me is to my greatest favor. What is meant for me will not pass. I am not made to live in stress. I'm not made to live in fear. I am abundant. I'm made to live in peace. I'm in peace. Things like that. You know what I'm saying? That's what the mantras that I tell myself. And I think that's super important, especially for your mental health and for coming at life in a confident, positive manner. I'm trying to focus more on the positives than the negatives, right? Especially being here. I've been thinking about it, and honestly, like I'm trying to be as positive as possible, being here, but sometimes it's a bit difficult. But it's reality, it's real life, so it is what it is. Oh my god, my back. Don't really. If you're splashing right now, you're hearing this, and you're listening to this podcast, straighten up, get out of that stroke. I know it's so difficult. But yeah, so it's starting to get really chilly here. I was notified about a day or two ago that it's going to be the coldest week of the year. I've never experienced Argentina in this manner whatsoever. It is, I think we reached -1, -2 at some point. Of course, in Canada, I'm really used to the like -10s, -15 sometimes -30. Sometimes -40. So it doesn't surprise me. I mean, I don't feel out of my element to say, but this country is not equipped to be withstanding this cold. And the reason why I say that is because I think in Canada we manage it so much better because we have like central heating, we have like consistent heating, for the majority of places that you go to. And our windows are sealed because you're expecting the snow and the chill coming, compared to here where like there's cracks and it's really windy, especially being in an apartment. You literally feel the cold air coming through the cracks of the window, even though you have the heater on, which I have off right now because it makes so much noise. And I don't want to make this audio really awful for you, but you have like the heat going on, and there's this permanent vent that's permanently open, right? Of course, you need air, and if you're using gas, you need to be at least filtering some sort of air. So it's I don't know. It's just a lot of honestly a lot of waste, in my own opinion. But yeah, that's. I mean, it would be ideal to get an electric heater, an electric heater. But again, I don't know how long I'm staying here, so I don't think it makes sense for me. The apartment that I'm at already came with furniture, and I don't feel like I don't want to buy more stuff. It just feels useless. But hopefully, I mean, it snowed yesterday. I took a video of that too. Maybe I'll post it up here. I don't know. I probably won't. I'm really lazy. But I did post a video. I did post a video on my Snapchat of seeing the snow. It's literally just a little spit, like this small little thing, and everyone's like, "Oh my god!" Because it's so rare. Apparently, it happened last year, but it's still so rare. It happened once last year. And so my family was joking in the group chat, going like, "Sophia brought the snow. Sophia from Canada brought the snow," and I was like, "Yeah, I did, because I'm cool like that." But yeah, it's been really chilly, and I've never ever wear long sleeves, like especially when it's shirt, and now I've had to buy because like it's cold, and I have my little jacket right here too because it's a chilly bitch. Again, I have the heater off, but usually when I have the heater on, it's okay. Like, I mean, it's been getting colder. Yeah, this honestly has been the coldest. I did not expect it at all. It's like biting. You know what I'm saying? Not to the point where where I've been comparing to people in Canada when it does snow, your feet will literally get numb. you don't feel them anymore, which is not good, but it happens. And so I'm used to that. So it's like the level is like you're cold, okay? Then the next level is like, oh, it's biting. It's spicy. They do a little sharp, you're like, that little sting. And like your breath is like, you can visually see your breath. And then it comes to the numbing point where you're like, fuck, it's really cold. My nostril hairs are frozen. My eyelashes are frozen. My little mustache here is frozen. and I can't feel anything. And then it comes to the point where it's like really, really cold. And I have like a nice big ass jacket made for these. But even with that big ass jacket, when it's like especially windy, the wind kills. When it's windy, your face is like crisp. You know what I'm saying? But honestly, and I kid you not, I think that's great for the skin. I think that those cold moments you have there, I think is really, really nice. I consider them a facial, honestly. Like I love to do that every once in a while. To hit that brisk wind and you're like, oh, it's freezing out here. And it's literally just like your eyes, like you're covered up so much, and it's just your eyes and your nose because you gotta breathe. And your mouth is like under the little hood of the jacket, and you're like, yeah, I'm good, yeah, and you're like, like breathing into the little like neck of the jacket, trying to like bring in some hot air inside the jacket. Honestly, I miss Canada. And you have your little Tim Hortons cup, and you're like, my hot chocolate is keeping me warm. And then when you're like drinking half of it, you're like, fuck, it's cold. The hot chocolate is not hot anymore. So it's an experience. It's not for everybody. I understand. So when people hear, especially because I've been taking Ubers or Cabify that they have here, because Cabify is cheaper. It's like, if I had to compare Cabify, it's probably like, not Uber, it's probably like a Lyft for the North Americans. It's like Lyft. Because I'm taking it because I don't want to get sick. I can't. I literally can't. If I get sick, I can't see my grandma. So I'm taking extra precautions because of that. Kind of annoying, but I'm not cheesy about it. I gotta do it, and I do it. I do it legitimately. I'm really trying to take care of myself. What was I gonna say? But yeah. So I've been taking the Ubers because I usually walk. If it's 30 minutes, I walk, or even an hour, I just walk. But it's too cold. Like I can't. It's too risky. Me walking right now, I walk fast, so I may sweat a little bit, and then that's where where it could happen, where I get sick. So I said no. So I've been taking the Ubers. I've been talking to the Uber guys, the Uber men in the Ubers, and they're like, "Oh my god, it's cold outside," and I was like, "Yeah, it's cold." And like depending on who it is, of course, who it is. But if I get a really good vibe from this person, I do say like, yeah, this is like honestly, I'm okay because like I'm from Canada, and they're like, oh, I'm from Canada. This must be summertime for you. It's the same comment every single fucking time. This is summertime for you. This is springtime. This is vacation. And I was like, yeah, it's not that bad, honestly. It's pretty good. It's all right. So it's the same ongoing thing, and then they get curious. Like, what are you doing here? And then the second I say, it's because my grandma's sick and whatever, and they're like, oh okay. Then they get kind of quiet. But depending who it is, we continue the conversation. It's been kind of fun. Wow, I just said fun on a social thing. Oh my god, who the fuck am I? I don't know. I'm kind of a homebody, so a homebody and an introvert. But I am kind of, you know what I'm saying? I want to share things. I think this is why I have this channel. Just to talk to somebody. What was I gonna say? But that's basically a little bit an update of my life. Grandma is doing great. She's doing fantastic. Honestly, no issues. We have been skipping though our meetups, usually at the cafe, because it's so cold and I don't want to get her sick. My God. So the times that we have been going out, which is like I haven't seen her in probably 2 weeks, honestly, because it's been so cold. It's either like we try to go inside a place, but we skipped it. So, but I am talking to her on the phone, seeing how she's doing. She sounds great, and she has not gotten sick, so thank God. I was gonna say, but that is a little bit on my little life. Now, something that I wanted to, because I spoke last week on my music, and I spoke about what song is bumping for me right now, and I mentioned my own song, and there was this contest. There was this contest that I really wanted to participate. I'm not sure if you've seen it. Maybe if you're creative, it's like a Vice contest about putting a song in a playlist and a couple of playlists. So I got so inspired, and Lily found out about it the day before, or not even 24 hours, less than 24 hours before the due date. And I was like, fuck, my song Confidant was only almost done. And I was like, I can submit this song. I can submit this song. So I got my ass to it, and I submitted it as a single. I was hoping on doing it being an album, but then that wasn't in the cards. But a single's out, so if you want to go listen to it, the link will be in the bio. If you want to hear my new song. Honestly, I feel like I'm like lifting off to a new. I feel like I've honed in on the type of artist that I want to be. Of course, there are songs on there that I made from probably a year or two ago that, I mean, a lot of them are still pretty poppin'. I think I think they're still pretty cool. But this one that I just put out, fuck, I'm so proud of it. And when I posted it, I got a lot of love. So go ahead and take it out, take a look, take it out. Go ahead and take a look and take a listen. The song's called Confident, and my artist name is Oasif. Oasif because if you rumble them out together, it's Sophia. And I also love names with O's. So that's kind of why I chose it. But yeah, that's a little bit on me. Now, I did, but you know what? I did have a song that I am bumping to, that I have been bumping to, and I wanted to mention today. Let me see if I can get this right. Now, the artist is called They. I believe they are from Canada, from my understanding. And I believe the song is called Conclude. I think it's an old one, but man, I've been bumping to it. I just love R&B, and a little bit of rap in there. So there's my shit. If you want to take a listen to the artists, They. It's all capitalized. Not sure if that's important, but THEY and then a period. So it's just They. It's two guys. I believe they're from Toronto, or from Ontario, and they make some bomb ass music. So go ahead and take a look because just fire. But yeah, on to, I believe this is the last segment. Oh no, it's not the last segment, but one of the again, it's the vocabulary time. I'm gonna try to do this quickly for you. Now, the word that's been in my brain last couple of days, the word is the Spanish word, of course. The word is Fernet. Okay, Fernet. Now, what is that? What is Fernet? I don't know what that is. It's oh my god, what is it in English? Aperitivo. It's like oh my god, what's that word, bro? Yeah, I hope you don't understand what it means. It's like an additive thing. It has alcohol, of course, and you usually drink it. It's like super popular here. I think honestly, it probably is like, aside from aside from wine, aside from wine, Fernet and Coke, it really is like the staple of this fucking country. There are so many things that you can see when you're walking around about Fernet, and it's usually drank with Coke and that. So it's usually about 3. I mean, depending on who you are, but it's usually 1/3 Fernet and 2/3 Coke, and of course you have it with ice. And some people put lemon in there. I don't do that. And there's also a mint one that no one drinks, but I like it. Okay. Now the reason why this word has been in my head so much is because this is a dark drink, and I've been drinking it because I don't know. I'm not a big drinker. I'm usually smoking the J, but this drink is so delicious, and it's an acquired taste. It was for me at first. I didn't like it at first, a while ago, like years back. But the last time I came here, it just clicked in my head that I loved it. I don't know what it was. But it's amazing. And it's a digestive too. So it's like it's a thing from Italy. Like they brought it here, and now it's popular here, not in Italy. So it's made in Italy, I believe. But it's a digestive, so it kind of helps you with that. And what was I gonna say? And because this drink is so dark, it has a little bit darkened my teeth, so I didn't know, it didn't click for me quite yet that it was doing that, so I've had to tone it down. But that's why it's been in my head. It's really been pissing me off that I can't drink as much as I want to. I did also like buy a straw, but it's not the same. I don't know, not the same. I'm jumping around. But wait, last segment of the day. Now I do have my cards. Now I'm gonna shuffle these up. So if you have headphones in, I'm sorry. Okay. So I'm gonna ask Los Espíritus Santos, the spirits, what do we need to hear today? Maybe regarding this topic about safety. I think it's such a big thing with women, and I mean consistently. Maybe this is what I was gonna mention. I was even talking to my cousin the other day about because I walked to his house. It was about 9 p.m. It was dark, of course. In the wintertime, it gets darker, which is obvious. And I was walking to his place, about a 30-minute walk, and I was telling him, I was like, because he was asking me how was the walk, like, were you good, like whatever. And I was like, honestly, the 25 minutes of the walk was great, except for these last 5 minutes on the street. And he goes like, why? And I was like, because his name's Martin. I was like, Martin, it's so dark here. Like, it's dark. He's like, oh, yeah, I guess it kind of is. And I was like, because you don't think like a woman. And he laughed, and he was like, yeah, I don't. I was like, we're thinking about that shit all the time. Like, you don't know. Like, you're living in another world. So he's a young kid. But I was giving some info what it kind of is for us ladies, you know what I'm saying? It'd be hard out there. But I think it's so important, and I think it's also important to take that into account for anybody, to be honest, because we feel unsafe because of y'all penises out there. Okay, it's very, very unlikely for a woman to make you feel unsafe. And if it was a woman, I can fight her. Even if it was a man, I probably can fight, but I don't want to give off the energy that I'm gonna fight you. So, although I can't, be scared. Okay, but let's go ahead and shuffle these cards now. Espiritu, what do we need to hear today? What advice can you give us? What we need to hear regarding safety. Watch it be like intuition. So funny. Sorry, I forgot to mention that I was shuffling. Splitting the cards now. All right, give a nice little knock. But I was looking at the Nine of Pentacles on the bottom. But let's go ahead and give it. No, that's too many, bro. That's too many. I need you to pop out one. Just pop out one, Spirit. Just pop out one. What do we need to hear? What advice can me and my collective here, me and my audience here, what can we hear? Again, this is also, these card readings, I think it's also a great practice regarding intuition, whether you believe in this or not. But I mean, I don't push anything on anybody. But if you don't, I'm just saying, if you kind of vibe, kind of how I am, this has really helped me. And it just kind of gives an extra little incentive to kind of listen to what you're feeling. Listen to what you hear, the little voice inside you. What do you hear? What is it? You know what I'm saying? What do I need to hear right now, Spirit? Again, so many, but I'm going to take the bottom one. It fell out. I'm not going to look at it. I'm not going to look at it. I'm not looking. All right, the card we got today. Ooh. Interessante. The Two of Cups in reverse. I'm going to unreverse it for you so you can take a look. Again, these are the cards I got in British Columbia, in Victoria, Vancouver Island. Love these cards. All right, the Two of Cups, couple, idol, a toast. What do I feel with this? The Two of Cups. You know what? You know what came to mind when I saw this card, just looking at it, you know what I'm saying? My mom's advice, even if you watch the video again with my mom and I chatting about this, we were discussing about safety. My mom, and I asked her at the end, one of the questions that I asked her was, what do you What do you wish? What advice would you give to another parent going through the same thing where their child is traveling this way and the parent is concerned? Now, the advice that she gave me, or at least she gave to the people listening, and to the parents, of course, was that don't get too comfortable. You know what I'm saying? So because this Two of Cups basically is a toast, right? Usually when you do toasts, you're celebrating something, of accomplishment, whatever the fuck it is. The fact that it's in reverse means that, I mean, from what I'm understanding and from what I'm listening to, what I'm feeling, what I'm hearing, is that yes, it's good to toast those moments. You know, when it comes, and I'm thinking in regards to safety again, the topic of today. When it's good to toast yourself on coming so far in regards to safety, but don't get too comfortable. Don't get too comfortable. I think that was great advice from my mom, because honestly, she's right. You know what I'm saying? You get so much. I mean, maybe I also need to hear this, like as someone who's living the lifestyle. After kind of living it for a bit, for a couple of years, there's a word in Spanish, canchera, like you going out already canchera, like very like a know-it-all kind of thing, like, oh, I've been there before and I've done this before, now I feel good and like I know what to expect. But at the end of the day, you don't know what to expect. You can't predict anything. And so I think it's great advice, and also from the card itself, that I really need to hear that, because honestly, it's so true. So true. No matter how experienced you are, you have to mentally prepare yourself for the unexpected, and you can't do that if you're in that ego. You can't do that if you're stuck in that cycle of like, I know better because I know more than you do. And so I think there's a lot to learn from the beginner aspect of safety, and like the more experienced. And I think even a more experienced than me would probably say the same thing. At the end of the day, you don't know where you're going. You don't know who is chilling there. You don't know intentions. You don't know. You can't predict the future. So great on. Thank you so much, Espiritu. Espiritu got me. That was a good one. But yeah. So that's a little bit on what's been filling up my world. I hope you guys enjoyed this Q&A regarding safety. So important. Please be safe out there, guys. Please be safe. I wish you all the best. And thank you so much for spending time with me and listening to my rambles. And God bless. I love all of you. And I love, honestly, I wish the best for anybody. Everybody and anybody. But God bless. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you enjoyed the video, give me a like. Let me get the tell me you like it. And let me know in the comments below what you think about safety. If anything that you maybe add to this. Maybe it's something that I missed. You know what I'm saying? Have you had experiences where you wish you had more knowledge on safety? You know what I'm saying? And any advice too, like, yo, I'm a humble being. Any ideas or whatever you think that I can use regarding safety, go ahead and let me know in the comments below. And maybe a man's perspective can chime in here and tell me if I'm wrong or right. And y'all don't think of safety as much as we do. As much as we should. But yeah, thank you guys so much for joining, and this is my opinion. Go ahead and let me know in the comments below what y'all think, and have a beautiful day. Stay tuned for next week on the next episode, also on Sophia on the Road, to see the next stop. It's also another good one. It's a museum. Okay, bye guys.